Its arrival brought chaos, but we found a way to control it. We choose the path. We face the danger. We control.
Δεν ξέρω, μου φαίνονται τα enemies στο Dauntless λίγο πιο ενδιαφέροντα. Το στυλ του Dauntless, όλο το στυλ, το design, οι παλέτες του μου φαίνονται λίγο πιο ενδιαφέροντα όλα. Το movement. Τώρα εδώ πέρα, εντάξει, φαίνεται λίγο έτσι ψηλό. Θα το ρίξω μια ματιά, μου φαίνεται ψηλοπαιδικό.
Sharpened many blades.
Played a few tricks.
Crushed a few skulls.
But now we fight as one. We are Wayfinders.
Μπράβο, LOL με Valorant. Ναι, έχεις δίκιο. Μπράβο, και ακόμα προσπαθώ να σκεφτώ τόση ώρα. Και PlayStation 4, μπράβο. Δεν ξέρω, ψιλοφλόπ μου φαίνεται, παιδιά, το game. Μου φαίνεται ότι θα ψάξει ψιλοφλόπ. Καταλαβαίνω, pre-alpha gameplay. Ορίστε. Εντάξει, οκ. Μήπως είναι πιο πολύ κάτι σαν looter shooter, δηλαδή αυτό που βλέπω εγώ εδώ πέρα τώρα, μου φαίνεται σαν λίγο ψηλό looter shooter η φάση, ξέρεις, δεν μου φαίνεται τόσο... μου φαίνεται ψηλό horde shooter, dungeon crawler, είμαστε σίγουροι ότι είναι κάτι σαν το Master Hunter. Και το Dauntless, εντάξει, αυτά είναι... Το Dauntless είναι σαν το Master Hunter. Ουσιαστικά μπαίνεις σε ένα intro, θα φας ένα μεγάλο τέρας και να πιείς. Αλλά αυτό δεν μου φαίνεται για αυτό. Το για μένα μου φαίνεται για looter shooter. RPG looter μου φαίνεται, dungeon crawler. Εντάξει, έχει πολλά ability, σου δίνει όπλα, εντάξει, το ψηλό generic μου φαίνεται, ρε παιδιά. Δεν μου φαίνεται πολύ δουλεμένο, ψηλό generic μου φαίνεται. Wayfinder, weapons. Δεν είναι άσπρο το gameplay, όχι, δεν είναι.
Hey, what's up everyone, my name is Frostbreak, and today we're going to be taking a look at the weapon system in the upcoming MMO, Wayfinder. Before I begin, I should just warn you that everything you see here is subject to change. And although all of this information is pulled off of Wayfinder's official website, Discord, and Reddit, the game is still in early development, which means I'll likely have to update this video sometimes in the future. If that's the case, there'll be a card on screen now where you can go to the updated version, and I'll only do that if this video becomes really out of date and they do a massive weapon overhaul. But for now, let's begin. Similar to how Destiny or Warframe operates...
Ναι, είναι looter shooter, παιδιά. Δεν είναι σαν το Dauntless. Είναι άλλη κατηγορία, ξέρετε. Εντάξει, καταλαβαίνω τι εννοείται, αλλά είναι άλλη κατηγορία. Είναι looter shooter.
Weapons have an identity in and of themselves in Wayfinder. You might find some that are slightly different with unique modifications, however the core feel of these weapons are always going to be the same. What sets the weapons apart in Wayfinder is that they travel with you. The weapons themselves gain experience, they gain power, and can be further improved the more you use them. You can even prestige your favorite weapons to keep the progression train going for as long as you want to use them. An interesting note is, like Warframe, you will need to craft these weapons. weapons and gear do not drop from mobs or bosses. Rather, they give you crafting components that can be used to make the gear of your choice. Additionally, any piece of gear can be equipped by any character within the game, even signature weapons. Signature weapons? What's that? Well, let's talk about it. Signature weapons and normal weapons. In Wayfinder, there are two symbolic tiers of weapons: regular weapons and signature weapons. Signature weapons are essentially just a Wayfinder's preferred item. Either this is bound through lore or just because it synergizes with their kit best. There are currently 6 unique Wayfinders in the game: Wingrave, Silo, Nis, Senja. Pairing of signature weapon plus Wayfinder has a bonus, but the devs have hinted at the idea of proficiencies and that some Wayfinders might be better at using certain gear over others. On the flip side of this segment, let's talk about the regular weapons. Unlike most MMOs, even the regular weapons in Wayfinder are named. There are multiple variants of, say, the two-handed axe, and although they may look similar, they have completely different stats and abilities. One two-handed axe that was shown to us in gameplay is called Bonebreaker. You can see Bonebreaker has a unique ability called Shatter. This ability wouldn't be shared with any other weapon in the game, giving Bonebreaker a unique feel and flavor. Let's run through all the signature weapons we know about at the moment. These weapons again can be used on any character, but are suggested to be best utilized by their respective Wayfinder. Wingrave's signature weapon is Bastion, which is a sword and shield. Bastion's weapon ability is Power Bash, which seems to lead into the tanking and crowd control role. Silo's signature weapon is Longshot, which is a rifle. Longshot's weapon ability is Deadeye.
Ναι, είναι characters με abilities ξεχωριστά. Ο κάθε ήρωας έχει abilities, ξέρω. Όπως κάναμε στο Overwatch, ξέρεις. Ο κάθε χαρακτήρας έχει abilities. Με signature weapon κτλ.
Which clearly leans into the long-range marksmanship and DPS role. Nis's signature weapon is Knight's Edge, which are dual daggers. Knight's Edge has the weapon ability Daggerfall, which seems like it excels in AoE and DPS. Senja's signature weapon is the Colossus, which is a massive greatsword. Colossus's weapon ability is Gladiator Slice, which seems to do decent damage quickly in melee range.
Γιατί όλοι οι γυναικοί χαρακτήρες στο παιχνίδι αυτό είναι τούμπανα? Είναι ripped, fully ripped, το παρατηρήσατε? Μέσα στη μέση 2-3 χαρακτήρες που έχω δει είναι όχι απλά ripped.
Finally, we have Kairos' signature weapon, and I hope I pronounce this right, the Epitaph, which is a corrupted scythe. The Epitaph's weapon ability is Arcane Harvest, which looks like a lifesteal AoE ability. You can check out all of the signature weapons and their abilities on the official website for Wayfinder,
Καλό είναι αυτό γιατί θα βοηθάει να κάνεις τη συνέντευξη. Δηλαδή θα σου λέει ότι θα μπούμε μια παρέα άτομα, θα πάρω αυτόν, εσύ αυτόν, να βοηθάτε και λίγο μεταξύ σας. Νομίζω στα υψηλά επίπεδα αυτό τώρα θα... Ειδικά στα υψηλά επίπεδα δυσκολίες θα βοηθάει αυτό.
Any feedback would be greatly appreciated to help me improve. I'm already spending so much time on the videos. If I can make a little tweak to make it more enjoyable, it's worth it for both myself and the viewer. Thank you for your feedback if you choose to leave it, and let's get back to the video. Crafting. As briefly mentioned at the start of this video, all the weapons and gear in this game must be crafted. The weapons themselves do not drop from bosses, rather their components do. You can see in this screenshot.
Είδατε, αυτό είναι, δεν ξέρω, για αυτή την επιλογή την έχω ξαναδεί σε παιχνίδια. Με αυτή την επιλογή, αυτό που είπε τώρα, ότι το παιχνίδι δεν πετάει όπλα, δεν πετάει loot, το παιχνίδι πετάει materials και μετά στα κραφτάρεις. Δεν είμαι σίγουρος ότι αν αυτό σου βγαίνει σε καλό, σε ένα game σαν αυτό. Γιατί το excitement σε ένα looter shooter έρχεται και από τα drops. Θα μου πεις μετά θα πάρω τα materials και θα πάω να φτιάξω αυτό που θέλω. Δεν ξέρω, το excitement πέφτει από τα drops. Δηλαδή όταν απλά μου δίνεις materials και μαζεύω πέτρες και πετραδάκια και διαμαντάκια, δεν ξέρω. Δηλαδή θα προτιμούσα να μου πέταγε τα drops, να μου τα δίνει. Τα κραφτάρεις, οκ, δεκτό, το δέχομαι. Είναι καθαρά, η λογική εδώ πέρα είναι καθαρά Warframe λογική, έτσι. Δηλαδή εκεί πάνε αυτοί. Πάνε εκεί. Το θέμα όμως είναι ότι αυτοί τώρα θα πρέπει να κάνουν πολύ καλή δουλειά. Γιατί το Warframe έχει ένα loopsa game το οποίο είναι πάρα πολύ καλό. Δηλαδή ο κόσμος είναι το loop του Warframe είναι πολύ σταθερό. Έχει εδραιωθεί, ο κόσμος τα αγαπάει, έχει πετύχει σαν game. Δηλαδή πρέπει να είναι πολύ καλό το core game για να παίξεις ξανά.
We can also see from this menu that Bonebreaker is being crafted at a radiant level. From my understanding, Bonebreaker is a two-handed axe, not a two-handed radiant axe. This is similar to how the Elder Scrolls Online's crafting system works for weapons and gear. You can make a unique sword with a special ability at any rarity. However, the physical weapon stats change depending on the quality. This looks like it's the same case for Wayfinder. All these ratings on the side would likely be lower if the quality of Bonebreaker was worse. There are currently 5 types of weapons in Wayfinder: rifles, swords and shields, dual-wield daggers, and two-handed weapons like the greatsword, axes, or maces. They are also adding in bows according to the Discord, and we'll be able to see some gameplay of that soon on their Twitter. Using weapons. I've already mentioned a couple times that anyone can equip anything, but the developers really want to nail this customization system home. What we know from developer input is that weapons will operate the same in any Wayfinder's hands. This means the basic attack animation
Το
will be
καλό που τους
identical
θέλω, το
regardless of the
game να έχει
character it's
impact
being
στο
used on.
combat.
At the moment,
Νομίζω
attack
σήμερα, ναι, ή
animations are
εχθές.
bound to
Το
the
καλό που τους θέλω
weapon
το
rather than the
combat να
actual
έχει impact.
character, meaning that whether you play
Να
as
έχει
a
impact,
super
δηλαδή να
heavy
έχει
tank
oomph.
or a super light assassin, you will still be wielding the greatsword in the same way, which could aesthetically rub some players the wrong way. I personally use the greatsword on New World and
Το
enjoy
Dauntless
the
Community πώς είναι,
comically
ρε
large
παιδιά, να το
sword
βάλω
on
να το
the
ξαναπαίξω με
comically
μέρα,
small
αξίζει τον
character,
κόπο.
but
Είναι
that's just
ψόφιο
me.
game.
Weapon diversity. Wayfinder isn't like the typical MMO where there could be an infinite amount of variation on the same weapon. In Destiny or New World, you can loot the same weapon over and over and over again, and it might always pop up with new traits or abilities. In Wayfinder, there is not an infinite amount of variability, there is just a powerful and consistent handful. Let me try to explain that a bit
Άρα είναι
better.
ψόφιο το game.
Say you really want to use a
Και
sword
πώς το
and shield on your
υποστηρίζουν
Wayfinder.
έτσι.
Let's say right now there are 6 swords and shields that you can craft that all have different stats and abilities. I just made up the number 6, by the way. There could be 3, there could be 12, I don't know. This is just a hypothetical to help explain the diversity system of the weapons. So say there's 6 different swords and shields in Wayfinder. All of them will have different abilities, and all of them will have a range of rarity they can be crafted in. Common is likely the lowest, and Radiant is either the highest or second highest quality. We don't really know the colors or the names of the rarity system quite yet, so this is a little speculative. What we do know is all of the swords and shields are names. You would never say, oh, I use the sword and shield. You would say, oh, I use Frostbreak, or oh, I use Bastion. Speaking of, one of the swords and shields is Bastion, which we've gone over before and is a signature weapon for Wingrave. Another sword and shield is unnamed, but we do know its ability. This unnamed sword and shield has the ability to shield the entire team on toggle. To my understanding, this is not a passive ability like Bastion, it's an action ability that you can use when needed. We also have been hinted from the staff that one of the swords and shields is a DPS set, meaning it likely has some cool backstab or offensive ability. Just because it's a sword and shield doesn't mean Wayfinder is going to stereotypically make all the items for tanks or supports. It seems like we're going to have a good amount of versatility between all the weapons in the same subtype. Airship member Madsen, hopefully I said that right, describes
There are lots of avenues of progression. Each character comes with unique abilities and passives that make them stand out from other characters. Leveling a character increases their base stats, allows you to upgrade abilities and passives, and invest in a system that allows you to customize stats based on equipment you choose to wear. Weapons are kind of like characters in that they also level up and gain power through leveling. These come with a unique ability. Ναι, καταλαβαίνω γιατί το λες αυτό. Dauntless players περιμένουν αυτό το game. Okay.
the weapons in Wayfinder like this. Weapons are kind of like characters in that they also level up and gain power through leveling. They each come with a unique ability not found on any other weapon. Think of an active ability on a Destiny exotic. With that, I hope you can now see that even though Wayfinder doesn't follow a typical MMO with random traits on weapons to give unlimited variation, Wayfinder has a much more consistent system that provides a lot of weapon diversity across all playable characters. Fashion. I know this is a big category for a lot of people, so you'll be happy to know that weapons have their own customization options. We don't know yet if you can craft the weapons in specific styles like you can in the Elder Scrolls Online, where you can basically pre-transmog the weapons before you craft it, but there's going to be some kind of system where you can customize the look and feel of your weapons either with transmog, dyes, or even weapon charms, which have been hinted at through the Discord. If you'd like to know more about the actual characters of Wayfinder, please check out.
Εντάξει, okay. Και το παιδί αυτό Frostbreak, εντάξει, ωραίος. Δηλαδή, μικρό καναλάκι, αλλά είδατε. Έκανε ωραίο βιντεάκι, πήρε τα views. Δηλαδή, ωραίος. Καλό φαίνεται το game. Εντάξει, κοιτάξτε, εμένα αυτή τη στιγμή, όπως το βλέπω αυτό, δεν μου κάνει μια τρελή εντύπωση. Μου φαίνεται και ψηλό generic. Εντάξει, ψηλοκαλή δουλειά θα φαίνεται. Θα το δούμε, παιδιά. Θα βγει, θα το παίξουμε. Free to play θα είναι, δεν είμαι σίγουρος, αλλά θα το παίξω, θα το ρίξουμε μια ματίσα να δούμε τι λέει. Εγώ ανοιχτός είμαι.